Hey everybody, Bobby Sorden here, the Chief Marketing Officer with At My Community. I am very excited to have Glenn Cudmore on with me right now. Callie Titus, our account executive, who I believe was your account executive to bring on Maple Park Campground. She reached out to you, I guess, like last week or something and said, hey, how's the app going so far? Because you guys just came on this year, if I remember correctly. And Glenn had nothing but great praise to say. So I said, hey, Glenn, would you mind jumping on a call with me and telling people about how you like the app and all that good stuff. And now here we are today. So Glenn, thank you so much for being on with me. Tell us a little bit about the history of Maple Park Campground and where you're located and how you got into it and all that good stuff.
Okay, thanks, Bob. Yeah, so the campground was built in 1960. It's been there quite a time. And it's a pretty big campground. It's 515 campsites.
Wow.
Of the 515, 255 of those sites are seasonal sites.
Oh, okay.
The rest are transients, to include tent sites, which we still have. A lot of campgrounds don't.
Yeah.
And it's a big campground. It's 180 acres, just the campground area. And we've got 2 ponds that are swimming ponds. Very nice campground. With those ponds are actually part of a river flow. Okay. So they stay very clean. We've got tons of amenities, aqua park, inflatable aqua park. So I've been managing the campground for a couple of years, and it's good. Yeah, it's a great place. So great. I've been seasonal there since we started in 1991, so it's kind of like home to us.
Wow, that's great. That's awesome that you started there and now here you are running the campground. So that's great. And as everybody can see, you can tell this is what the life of an RV park campground manager, owner, operator is. He's doing his meeting right from his trucks. I'm pretty sure he's got a little break in the day that he took for me to come on here. So, well, that's great, Glenn. Thanks. Thanks again for becoming one of our customers. You know, our whole goal is to make sure that the app is used to the best of its ability to really, you know, relieve a lot of the stress and pressure from you as the GM and your staff, and of course, just making it a better experience for the guests. And that's what the app is all about. We really try to promote that. We don't want people to be on the app all the time while they're at your campground, but we want them to use it often so they can get information quickly, or if you guys have to send out a push notification, they have it right there in their hand. So as we know nowadays, people like to try to say, I'm going to go to the campground, I'm going to disconnect, which, you know, it's really these days that doesn't happen, because if anything, they have their phone to take pictures, or, you know, or something like that. So thanks again for becoming a customer. What I would like to do now is I'm going to share my screen. And you and I are just going to chit chat about the app. You've already given me a few really good ideas that you've used the app for that's really helped you with streamlining some processes. So I'm going to start sharing my screen that has your app on it. So if you look here, everybody that's watching, and I'm sure you can see this as well, Glenn, the left-hand side here is what's called the App Admin Console. So Glenn and his staff have full control of the app once we get it pushed to the app stores. And then on the right-hand side is actually my phone that I've got tethered. So you can kind of see what it looks like real time when it's downloaded to my phone. So you already mentioned your ponds, and right there's a great picture of the pond right there on my phone. So that's pretty cool. And of course, I can swipe over and see a whole aerial view, and that's a great picture there as well, the sunset, so, or sunrise. I can't tell which way that is. So yeah, Glenn, so tell me what one of the most recent things you used that you said was a really good aspect of the app.
So one thing that we've always struggled with is visitors. So we allow our camping guests to have day or overnight visitors. And it's always been kind of a stressful thing where we don't want to inconvenience people to have to come to the office. And we charge $10 for a day visitor, $15 for overnight. But we do need someone to come down, the primary guest to come down, register that person, you know, give us all the information and try to make it as easy as possible. So one of the biggest success parts we've had with the app has been this form which we created through the app, the visitor request form. And it gives everyone the ability to just go on the app, fill out all the fields, and you can see right there the disclaimer, the legal disclaimer that we have, and they agree to it, and then it pushes forward, and they fill out all that, and then it automatically emails to our office staff. At that point, our office staff creates in the reservation in Camp Life, they put the person in as a guest with the license plate and everything else, and then they shuffle a car tag down to the gate, so that when that person comes through the gate, they can just, everything's been paid because they're paying with the card on file, and they hand off the gate tag, and the person comes in and they skip the office part completely.
That's great.
So It has been a huge success, great reviews from our customers, especially our seasonals. And since we've implemented the app and rolled this out about a month ago, we've seen a 37% increase in visitors.
That's great.
We know that before they were sneaking in.
Yeah.
There's no doubt they were. And
Yeah.
I don't think it's that people don't want to pay the $10 or the $15. They just want simplicity.
Yep.
They don't want to have to leave, and they don't want to have to go down there and stand in line at the office. And this just made it so much simpler.
That's awesome. Now, I'm not sure if you know this, Glenn, but I'll throw that out there. It might be something you guys would like to do, or maybe not. Did you know that you could actually do a form that integrates into a Google Sheet? I'm not sure if you knew that, but the really cool thing about that is if you see here looking at your form, you can have this exact form if you had just a regular, say, a Maple Park Campground Gmail account, or it could even be your own personal Gmail account. You could create a Google Sheet called Visitor Request Form, integrated by going right here to this integration system. And once it connects to that account and that sheet, it'll automatically throw every single bit of this information right into a Google Sheet. So a good use case for that is some of our parks, they have a security shack. Well, they didn't want the security guard to have to get a notification every time a visitor pass was submitted or something like that. So they gave that person just a laptop or an iPad at the gate and just have the Google Sheet up on the screen. So as soon as one's submitted, the security officer can look at it and be like, yep, looks like Bobby Sorden, looks like a Ford F-150, license plate number. Yep, here you go. Here's your car tag, and go on through. I don't know if you knew that, but that is something that works really cool. So I'm not sure if you're interested in something.
And I haven't started playing with it yet. It's all kind of new to us, but you definitely just piqued my interest.
Oh yeah, it's really cool. So then, like I said, that way, I mean, of course, you'll still get the email that you have set up to go to your staff. And for those you don't know too, it'll send an email or it'll send a text message. So if you have people that don't check their email on their phone or whatever it may be, it can still send them a text message that the form was filled out. So then they can go and get all the information needed for the car tag. But the sheet integration is a really cool system. If you ever want to do that, we can definitely show you how to do it. It's very easy. But yeah, that's great to hear that worked out for you. So anything else that comes to mind that was like really a impact?
So the next big success part is the campground map. And if you were to pull up our campground map, you will see how confusing our campground is.
Yeah, it is.
And, the campground was built in 1960. So the numbers don't really make sense. You might have 219 over on the right side of the map and then 220 over on the left.
Okay.
So a huge thing that we did when we built it out was that when you go in and you search for a site, you're going to then get driving directions. So if you put in site like E19.
Yeah, I just did F17 because that's the first one I saw.
So that's perfect. Yeah.
Perfect.
So you that, and those are the driving directions you would want to use if you were towing a camper.
Yep.
So it might not be the most direct route, but it's going to be the one that's going to make your life so much easier.
Yeah.
And that's been, as far as, we run the analytics and we look at it, who's clicking on what. Activities is the number one thing. Map is the second thing. And then visitor forms is the third. So activities is another huge part of our campground, which the app is really helping with.
Yeah. I was just looking, man, did we do the implementation on all this stuff, or did you or your staff do all the mapping of this?
I actually built that out myself.
I was gonna say you spent some time on this because you did every single side. But that's
it was a long winter.
Yeah, but the great thing about it though is it's done. And if you ever change your map, of course you can change a little piece of it, but you never have to worry about it again. Everything's set and ready to go.
It's beautiful. So literally, when someone would come and check in, what would happen is we would take the printed map, and they would highlight. Each reservationist would highlight how to get there. Yeah. Well, of course, each reservationist is such a big campground. They don't all know for sure how to get there.
Yeah.
So I literally just drove for each site and figured out, all right, what's the best way to get here? Mm-hmm. And then now, the customers absolutely love it.
Yeah. Well, you make a good point there too, because, we have a Class A ourselves. So anytime we show up to a park and they hand us the paper map and draw on there, the first thing I do is I take a picture of it with my phone. That way I can pinch in and zoom in on it. Especially we've arrived at parks where it was in the evenings. So my wife has got the camp map light on, trying to find our location, telling me to turn left, turn right. And I'm trying to watch it, where it's on your phone, it's already backlit and it's real easy to see. So that's great that you did all that. So a lot of our parks I shouldn't say a lot, some of our parks, they just haven't taken that time to do that piece of things, because it is time consuming, as you could probably attest.
Yeah.
Once it's done, it's just such a great tool.
Yeah. So the heavy lifting is done, and now we're just enjoying it.
Yeah, exactly. So now I'm looking here at your activities calendar. So yeah, you got all kinds of good stuff going on here. It looks like today the general store is open, and then it looks like we got the boat shack. So we got candy bar bingo at 2:00. So I'm probably taking you away from that, aren't I?
No, we do candy bar bingo this time of year every weekday.
That's great. Yeah.
And then we run activities pretty much from 9:30 in the morning till 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night every day during this time of year.
Yeah, you guys have got this really well implemented. Like right now, when I click on Candy Bar Bingo and I click on the map, it shows exactly the location where it's going to be. So that's cool. It looks like it's going to be right around that area. So Lodge.
That's good. Yeah, and I've kind of fought off so if you go back to the main home screen, and you were to pull up activities, not activity calendar, which is in the middle. Oh, yeah. Yep. So if you look at on the top left, the flyers.
Oh, okay.
This is what we've always done historically.
Oh, okay.
Historically, we've gone into Canva, made an activity calendar, and that's what everyone looks at. And then, your group reached out to me and said, hey, would love to give you a webinar on how to use the activity calendar. And I'm like, well, I don't know, we kind of have these flyers. That's what we do. But I went with it. And after the webinar, I'm like, okay, I can see how this is going to be. They're going to like this.
Yeah.
And so from that, we started to transition. We're doing both. And so now you can go on the activity calendar, and it's going to list out all the events. You can save it as a favorite. It's going to notify you 15 minutes ahead of time that, hey, you got to get to the event. It's coming up. But then the cool thing is, that Canva creating those flyers is no joke. It takes time.
Yeah, a lot of time.
What I recently learned was you take the activity calendar that you're looking at there, and you export to print that.
Yep.
And then from that, you wind up getting this just listing. You choose the weekend, you get a listing of the events, and then you take that, throw it into Chat GPT and say, hey, make me a flyer.
Yep.
And flyers come out 10 times better than what we were doing in Canva. Yep. And there's no work involved.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah, it knows what our logo wants to be. It knows all that stuff. I made one recently with, it had an event, and we've got a mascot, Charlie, which is a dog. Yeah. So the kids, every morning, they wake up Charlie at 9:30. They go and they knock on his cave, wake him up. He comes out. He helps them raise the flag. So when it made the flyer, it put a squirrel there. And I said, change out the squirrel for Charlie.
Yeah.
Knew exactly who Charlie was. Put him up there with a shirt with his name on it.
Nice.
And my life is so much easier.
Is Charlie a real dog?
No, it's a mascot. So that, we have staff that gets in the costume every day.
It's a costume. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, a lot of our parks do that. Normandy Farms. You're familiar with Normandy, right?
Yeah, they're right down. They're about an hour away from us. So
that's awesome. Yeah, they just came on with us this year as well. So they got their mascot that they're always showing pictures and stuff of. That's cool. You're doing such great things with this. So that just goes to show, whenever people are like, well, does your app integrate with AI? It's like, well, yeah, if you help it. You can take what you just did and throw it into AI, and all of a sudden it did everything you need to do, but you put all the work into the app first. And so, yeah, those are great tools. And actually, you just gave me an idea to start telling a lot of our future customers and prospects to say, hey, you could build the activities calendar, and if you like flyers, do this with ChatGPT, and take it from Glenn Cudmore. He's a trailblazer now for that. So,
because we do have, we've got customers that have been coming our way for 30 years, and so we have certain customers that they're not going to be on the app.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to want to go to the office, and they're going to say, hey, can I have a print? And at first I was saying, well, we could get away from the building it on Canva and just have the listing. It's not enough. So with combining it with ChatGPT, which I use ChatGPT constantly anyways, for the emails I send to guests, changing terms and conditions. at this point, it's become such a great tool that why not just add this into it?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and we get a lot of questions too about people where, like you said, you have half years of transients. I don't know if that's what you call them, they're transients or
Yeah.
overnighters, weekenders, whatever, where they say, I don't want to download another app to my phone. I'm only here for a couple nights. And we completely understand that. We always try to encourage our customers to say, yeah, but just understand that with our app, it's also used for push notifications. So if there's a situation that we want to get information out about quickly, you have it. So that's what really got Joe, the developer. So Joe and Rose is, as you know, the owners of the company, and Joe's the main developer. This is basically his coding, the admin console, and we have another coder that works with us, Trevor, who does an amazing job. But what they've done is come out with this new web app version. So I'm not sure if you know this, Glenn, but this little icon right here with the square eye and the eyeball, that's your web app version.
Yeah,
so people complain. What's that?
I use it every day.
Oh yeah, so I do too. Yeah. So whenever you're building out the app, you look at the web app version, make sure it's doing what it's doing. Yeah, that's how I do it too. But this is the cool thing for those who don't know about a web app. As you can see, I clicked on it and it just literally brought up what looks like a phone right in the middle of my browser. So I can still use it the same way. So if you give your guest this link specifically on their phone, it'll open up in the web browser of their phone. So it looks like it's an app, but it's just actually going through the browser. There's a few little things that a downfall with that. Number one thing is you got to have internet in order for the web app version to work. Whereas the app downloaded to your phone will cache certain things down to your phone, like the map, the calendar, all that type of stuff. Anything that requires internet, you still have to have internet connection, even if it's the app or the web app. So just want to throw it out there that for people who decide to watch this, that this web app version is good for people who don't want to download the app as well. So cool. Anything else about this you wanted to talk about?
Kind of the one last thing is if you go on Snack Shack on the right-hand side, second one down.
Yeah.
And then if you hit online ordering, it kind of pushed me into, we use Square, which is a huge thing. And from that, I said, well, now that the app is there and people are going to click on it, let's open up so everyone can order online at the Snack Shack.
Perfect.
So we've used that. We implemented that several weeks ago, and we're starting to have huge success with it. And people don't even know they're going on Square. They're just on their app and they're just hitting the button. And next thing you know, they're online, they're ordering, and it makes life so much easier for us and for them because they sit on the beach, and rather than come up and wait in line at the Snack Shack for their order, they can order it 3 days ahead of time. And say, I want a Shack burger 3 days from now at noon, and it'll do it.
That's awesome. See, and that's the good thing about Square is it has what's called a consumer-facing menu type thing. So a lot of the POS systems out there, they don't have the consumer-facing side. They only have the client side, which is like you or your staff standing behind the computer screen. So that's what's great about Square as a use case scenario. One thing too I was noticing on here is to show people what you're talking about, where if you look on my phone here, it looks like I'm still within the app. And what you're doing here is I'll click on the edit pencil here on online ordering, and there's a little button right here, a little radio button called embed in app. That's what makes it embedded into the app, when actually what it's doing is pulling in the web browser in the background, but through your app. So I love that little piece of the tool because it doesn't take them out of your app and open up their browser. Then they got to go back and find your app again. So it's a great tool for that. So I'm glad you're using it that way. And looks like Square has a great mobile app version of this because I can just tap on it and go right from here to order stuff. So yeah, this is cool. I'm gonna add to order. So I'm gonna order some apple juice. Can you just deliver it to me for me?
I'm not sure exactly where you're at, but it might take time.
Yeah, that's great. You're doing some cool stuff with this app. And when did you just implement it this year, right? I mean, when did you?
We just went live. Oh, gee, we went live when we opened, which was end of April.
Do you mind if I bring up your analytics report here so people can see that?
Oh, no. Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah.
So for people for you to know, analytics report is integrated within the app. And with the analytics, it'll track every single button that's being clicked on. I see here you have some places to visit. So it looks like Explore Cape Cod right here has information there. Trying to see, do you have anything on here about like local businesses or attractions or anything yet?
We've got some, but we haven't gone crazy with. Yeah, we do have restaurants and things like that. On the info.
The info.
Yeah.
There you make park. Cable Park website, share our app, contacts, directions. Well, anyway, so the cool thing about it though is whenever you have restaurants on here, you can actually show them how many times their button's being clicked on.
Yeah.
So it's a good way for them to share in your app, and you can show them. Yeah, so it looks like you launched on May 5th time frame, probably May 4th-ish is when we got it going just to start the process. And so far, you've got 1,000 downloads just in a little over a month. That's pretty impressive. That's really good.
Good. And then, the click on the home screen is one that I really pay attention to.
Oh, yeah.
And with that one, this was the eye opener when it comes up. If you sort by clicking on the top right column, and we'll see the activities pull up. And all of a sudden, I started to notice recently that, wow, people are clicking the activities calendar twice as much as they're clicking on the flyer.
Yep.
That's what they want to do.
Exactly.
So,
because I think tap on it and you can even put header images up there. And again, my favorite part about it is I want to favorite the ones that I want to go to.
Yeah.
Like a good example I always use is my wife wants to favorite the yoga at 7 a.m., which I don't care about. I'm not going. I'm favoriting the 5 o'clock happy hour, So I get reminded my 15 minutes ahead of time. So no, that's what's cool. As you just noticed, or as you just said, as everybody can notice here, when I sorted by here, it shows just this month, in the last month, it's been clicked on 2,000 times, not even since the app was launched. So yeah, you got a lot of clicks here, your Snack Shack, the map. And this is a great way to analyze and say, okay, if they're really clicking on this, let's enhance it. Let's make it whatever. Let's do better with it. But as I mentioned too, whenever you do like detailed page data, so if you have, say you reach out to a local attraction and they want to advertise on your app, you could put a button on there and then show how many times that business was clicked on, like your golf cart rentals, 260, and how many times the phone number was clicked on right from the app. So all these are really great ways to analyze. Oh, yeah, here's Wake Up Charlie. Looks like 79 times you clicked on. So, so that's awesome. I mean, this is great. You're doing such a good job just in less than a month's time. So this is awesome stuff.
Yeah, good.
I'm so glad we're able to do this. So.
Yeah, time well spent. Definitely.
Yeah, well, good. Yeah. And again, as you know, too, you can reach out to us anytime. Jenna, I'm sure, is the person you worked with, Jenna Banstrom. She's our customer success manager. Even me too, or Callie, if you need quick questions answered about it, you can't figure it out, we're always here. Joe, Rose, there's only really like the 6 or 7 of us in the company, so you're always working directly with us. You probably are aware too that you have this little button down here, the question mark, which has a full knowledge base of things that you can research yourself, or click right here, chat with us, and this goes directly to either Joe's phone or Jenna's phone, whoever's on, I don't want to say on the call, but whoever's accepting that at that time. So if you needed a quick question answered there, somebody usually responds fairly quickly there. But if you're ever into a dilemma where like you have guests stand in front of you, you need to figure something out fast, you could pick up the phone and call me and say, Bob, I need you to figure this out. Actually, I had one of our customers do that. I mean, even though I'm the CMO, we all swim in the same lane, we're all about this. I had a guest say, hey, Bobby, I need the, I don't know what I did wrong, but I need the honey wagon. They're wanting to request to have the honey wagon, the pumper, to come and pump out. They're going to set up their dates to pump it. And she forgot what she did with the button on the app. And she's like, and they're like on me right now because they need it pumped out. So I jumped in her ad console real quick. And all she did is she restricted it because it was end of season. She didn't want people making any more reservations. So she checked the box restrict, which means the general public can't see it. So I simply went uncheck, submit, and boom, it was done. So she's like, oh, thank you so much. I couldn't figure it out. And a lot of times it's because it's hidden behind like the little pencil icon that people don't think about. So if I take this out, little pencil icon, you see there's like a button right here. I'm not sure if you know this too about the time box item. Have you learned about that yet?
No.
This is a cool feature. It came out probably like a little over a month ago that Joe finished up. A good use case for time boxing is say like for 4th of July weekend you have coming up. You could have started your promotion calendar or like just the weekend for a themed weekend and had everything built behind one button, but have it time box, which means when you check it, you set the start date and end date. So if you want it to come on July 4th at 12:01 a.m. and turn off July 5th at 11:59 p.m. or something, you can do that. That means the button will come on and then turn off when you want it to. So you don't have to remember to turn it on or turn it off manually. And that's been a great feature. You can do that on buttons and on header images. So if you want to set out like theme weekends in the future, you could already build a Labor Day weekend header image right now to promote whatever you're doing Labor Day weekend, and have it ready to turn on Friday before Labor Day and then turn off Monday night.
Oh.
That way it's like you're kind of scheduling yourself out when you do have a little bit of downtime, so you don't forget to do it on the day of the weekend or the weekend of the holiday.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And a lot of times our customers just don't realize that. That's why I like to throw those out here in these little videos to say, hey, we can do this, we can do that. The brand new chat feature just came out pretty much last week. You could actually throw a new button on here for chat, and your guests can just chat with each other. You have control over it, so they have to log in though to chat, because we want it to be a safety feature. Guests can actually report other chats if there's any sort of derogatory comments or something like that. They can report it, and you as the admin can go in and delete it and ban them from being on the chat. That was a request from several of our customers that Joe and Trevor worked really hard on to get it up and implemented. So
that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a cool feature, because if people are looking for something to do, like, hey, we were thinking about getting together and going to the aqua park, does anybody want to join us?
Yep.
Come up into the chat and say sure, or hey, my dog's missing, can anybody help me find it, or something like that.
Yeah, kind of like a cruise ship.
Yeah, exactly.
You get on the cruise ships, and one of the things me and my wife do, we go on cruises every year, and I'll wake up at 5 a.m, be doing my thing, and I'll go on the daily schedule, and I'll make something favorite. And since we're both logged in, she'll wake up at 8:30. She'll do the same thing, and then I just go down the list and see where 2 of us liked it.
Yeah,
and I know that's where we're going.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, that's great. I'm so glad you brought that up. I use that analogy often when I'm doing conferences. That's one of my first questions. Like, do you ever go on a cruise? Because my wife and I, we're avid cruisers. We go, and I don't want to sound like we're bragging, but we go like 4 or 5 times a year, because with us, we can work from the cruise ship, which is great. We bring laptops right up to the swimming pool and working on our laptops, doing right from. So anyways, but yeah, that's a great point there. It's the same concept with our app. Is people are going to be on their phones no matter what, even when they're on a cruise, and half the time they're looking at the activities calendar, or where things are located across the ship, or the chat feature on the app itself too. You can communicate with your friends rather than having everybody connected to the internet. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of times I bring that up and not too many people go on cruises.
Oh yeah, we go on a lot.
We love them. So yeah, we're actually planning one already now for December. So anything else you wanted to show on here? I see you got the report an issue button on here as well. I'm not sure if that's been used.
Oh yeah, they found it.
They found it. See, get that issue taken care of right away, right? So
because we're getting, it's going to come to me anyways.
Yeah.
But the good thing is I can set it so that it goes to not just me, but a couple others that I want in the loop.
Exactly.
So a lot of times they'll take care of it before I even get to it.
Do you mind if I click on it so people can see what kind of issues?
Yeah.
So yeah,
you can cover an issue if you want. E-bikes is the big one right now. You can say e-bikes are flying around.
Yeah, of course. And you're like, well, okay. I just want to show people. So here's basically it's just a form. So you guys filled out what you want to collect from this form. But when I go back to the actual form here where you guys built it, I see here is the report and issue form. I click on this little clipboard icon, and here comes the whole list of them. Well, let's see what somebody said on the 26th. Looks like Bonnie said, please think about a walking club. Hey, that's kind of a cool idea. That's cool. And this is real stuff coming from your clients. So or from your customers, I should say. I think it's kind of cool.
If you were to go back to manage forms and then click on the visitor request form, and look at that, you'll see this is so that's the main success story so far, besides everything else.
You just had one happen like 10 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, it's constantly all day. We take in this weekend, we probably had a couple hundred visitors. And it's just made it so much simpler. And what's nice from there is I can go on there, I can click on that, and then I can export that as a CSV file.
Yep. Right.
So I can send that to them, reservation manager, and so she can double check to make sure everything's been done right.
Yeah. And that's where I'm going back to. Instead of actually exporting it, if you want to learn more about the integration,
look at it. Yeah.
Click right here and then create that Google Sheet, which is basically bringing it down to CSV. And the good thing about Google Sheet is it's cloud-based, so it's real time. So you just simply go right here. You go to your account first, create the Google Sheet, and then right here, all these columns. You come here and click Integration, Connect Account. When you get to this part too, for Connect Account, it's going to say something like looks unsafe. Just click Advanced and say Continue. It's because it's making sure that you're knowing what you're doing. but it's
Okay.
all done through Joe Dumig, the developer. His software is called Armstrong Software. That's the account connected through. So just know that it is safe because we're all PCI compliant with the app stores. But then that way you don't have to export it anymore. You could just
I'm going to be looking at that tonight.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's pretty cool. So I just got back. My wife and I, we got back from a 2-week trip in our Class A. We had my cousin's family reunion in Lake Powell, so we went down there for 4 days. Then drove up to Lake Tahoe for my wife's family reunion. It was nice. They fell back to back. But I built an app for the place we were staying at in Lake Powell. I'm sorry, in Lake Tahoe. And that family, my wife's family, they have like all kinds of activities because we did family Olympics. We wanted everybody to know which cabins everybody was staying in, so it made it easier for them to go to the cabin and find where they're located. So I did everything where I connected to a Google Sheet, and then I just sent the link out to the family and said, "Hey, here's where all the information is. Here's the activities in a sheet form, and that type of stuff." So we had them sign up for the family Olympics. So then that way, when they signed up, everybody could go and look and see which parts of the Olympics they're going to be participating in, all in a Google Sheet. So it was all real time. Just give me some ideas out there, and anybody else who wants to.
That's good.
Okay. Cool. Anything else, Clinton, you want to go over? I know I took a lot of time already from you, and I know you're busy, so.
Oh, I think you hit it pretty good.
Yeah, this is a great app. I'm glad to see you guys are really diving into using it, because we know when people get in to use it, it's so nice. The ones who don't use it, they're like, oh, well, it wasn't really that good. It's like, oh, no, you got to use it in order for it to be good.
Yeah.
Great. Well, Glenn, I feel like I'm always one talking here. I just blab because I get so excited about everything. But so if there's nothing else to go on, I want to thank you again for your time. I appreciate it. We'll be in touch. As I mentioned, you can contact us anytime. And for those of you who watch this, feel free to contact us if you want more information about it. I'm sure, I don't know, Glenn, would you ever be like a testimonial type person for us? So
I'd be happy to share the information. Absolutely. Great. Yeah, we're all in the same business.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Glenn. I do really appreciate it. You have a good day, and you're up for a very busy weekend. I know you got coming up here. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Thanks. Have a good day.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.